Welcome back to Rise and Shine, and hope you're still doing as well as you were. And how do I know how well you're doing? I can tell. So, yeah, go put your robe on. But in any event, I'm glad to be here. A lot of announcements today, and don't forget this tornado drill. That's tomorrow. So you're going to hear sirens 9:45 a.m. in Rocky Mount. So pay attention, and you know, don't be too alert, but be aware. Now you've got on camera, or you did have on camera, and now you're going to get on camera again in a minute. We have two guests here this morning, and as I warned you, as I told you, Phoebe Needles was going to be here, Phoebe Needles Center. We're going to just talk a little bit about what's going on out there, and one of the, depending on where you're from, but yet I find people from all over know of it and have visited. And I've got grandchildren in various parts of the country that are not here now, but they are away, and they talk and find talking to a person that, oh yeah, I know what that is. They couldn't really tell you again because they came blindfolded, so they said. But they really enjoyed it. So we've got here, well, I'll let you each introduce yourself. From Phoebe Needles Center, sir.
Okay, I'm John Heck. I'm the executive director.
Yes, sir. Good to see you again.
Good to see you, Dick.
And I'm Larry Fischbach. I'm on the board there.
All right.
Good to be here, Dick.
That's good. My pleasure. Thank you. What do we owe this honor? And just give me a little bit of what you'd like to do and what you, I mean, I am looking, ladies and gentlemen, at 46 pieces of paper, multicolored, which as an old advertising so-called expert when I was running the bank, they used to get so mad at me because I'd do my own ads. But in any event, I love color. So we got a whole bunch of stuff here. Give me a gist on what we might be talking about.
Well, we were going to talk about two of the programs that go on at Phoebe Needles mostly. One is a program for adults called the Center for Lifelong Learning. And that program has been going on for probably 12 years now, and it's been a great program that's brought a lot of people, not only in the Franklin County community, but people from Martinsville and Floyd County and Roanoke, to come for pretty much a morning. There's a couple hours of a seminar that are on just all kinds of different topics, and then we have a very nice lunch after that. And if you haven't been to Phoebe Needles, you know, you don't know that it's one of the prettiest places in the county out where we are, right on the Floyd County line. So it's a beautiful place. And so it's a great day and a great learning opportunity. You know, most of the people that we have who are the speakers are people probably within an hour's drive of the center. And the resources that you probably know better than anybody, the resources in this county and right around are just amazing. The things people have done and things people do. It's just a great program. So, and Larry's been involved with it for, I don't know, at least 3 years. So
I have, yeah. That's
sure.
Kind of how I got introduced to Phoebe Needles is through Center for Lifelong Learning. I think more we probably want to talk about camp today, but let me just put the plug in for Center for Lifelong Learning is how what the variety of topics are. Everything from butterflies to soapstone to Walt Whitman. We had Dr. Amos out to talk the other day, and Al Hagee is there promoting his book. He'll probably talk soon. And so...
I think he will, huh?
he has. He has.
Okay.
Well, a little bit. He doesn't too self-promoting. Center for Lifelong Learning, it's just a variety. And one of the things that always impressed me is that it's a group of people who are really interested in life. I mean, we're all of a certain age, but just really interested in the new topic. Some of them, they get anxious when it's time for food. They want the speaker to stop. But, it's just a real variety of topics and an interesting group of people that are very interested in learning. What I think we want to focus on most today, though, is the camp. And the camp is coming up, and now is really the time, Mom, for you to get the kids registered. Register the kids for camp now. As soon as Easter is over and the summer activities come on, your schedule is going to get way full, and putting the camp on the schedule is really what we want to encourage you to do. Okay, we've got day camps and we have resident camps.
There are things that, or camps that my family over the years, I guess they've been some camp counselors, they've been some attendees, and it's well done, enjoyable. You know, a lot of youngsters a little bit hesitant, don't like to go away, but in 99% of the cases, those that feel that way, by the time they're there a day or two, it gets just the opposite. And when it's time to be picked up on the last day, you know, then the pleading is, you know, can I do this again? You know, or can I stay another day? It's a wonderful locate. It's a wonderful time. The challenges, everything to do with it, I recommend it wholeheartedly and think you ought to do it. How about, can we talk a little bit about who qualifies to go to camp? You know, what
Sure.
are the requirements? What is the age?
Right.
And is it vary over the year?
Yes, the day camp program, all of the day camp programs are open to rising first through fourth graders. So if you have finished kindergarten, you can come to the day camp up through fourth grade. And then for rising fifth graders on through high school is the residential camp program. So there are 5 weeks of the day camp program that focus on swimming lessons, teaching swimming. So regardless of whether you've never been in the water before or whether you're a pretty good swimmer, the idea is that we take whatever skills you have and kind of try to get you to the next level, with the idea that everyone could fall in the water and swim, to a boat or to a dock or to the edge of the pool to, prevent them from drowning or having a problem in the water. But that's two of the camps really focus on swimming lessons. 2 of the other day camps focus on art classes, and so they do all sorts of things as far as the art program is concerned. And I don't know if you know Leslie Green or not. Leslie teaches at the high school. Leslie is kind of the administrator for the day camp program, and we have 6 high school age staff who work with her to run that program. And then we have some of our other staff who participate in some of the other activities with them as well. But then the residential camp, there are 10 programs that go on during the summer over 7 weeks. So 3 of the weeks, we have more than one camp going on during the week. But those programs all focus on a variety of things. Some of them are just kind of generic camp experiences where you come and do a little bit of everything. Some of them specialize in, we have one that specializes in art, one that specializes in nature and environmental activities. Another program, we go out into the community. It's called Outreach Camp. We go out into the community and do service projects where we have done rehab work on houses, built porches, ramps for people who are disabled, re-roofed houses, painted houses. But we do that for people who are elderly, disabled, low income, that really wouldn't have the opportunity to have this done any other way. So, and then we have another week of camp that they go hike on the Appalachian Trail for a few days, go caving and rock climbing. Then another week of camp is just rock climbing, so they go off. We go to North Carolina for that program to rock climb. And all of the camps, have some kind of basic ingredients in them. And the basic ingredients are really kind of building teamwork, building community, um, rock climbing, the low ropes course and high ropes course, which I can tell you more about. But those things really do a lot for kind of building self-esteem and confidence. And it's really amazing, you know, how campers will change during the course of the week from the experiences that they have. It's kind of a transformational experience for a lot of people. And as you said before we started, you know, those who are on the staff, we have 12 college-age staff. 2 of them are international. One's coming from France and one's coming from New Zealand. Those staff really have an incredible experience because they're there for 9 weeks. And they really have some life-changing experiences that we've had a lot of them who have, you know, changed their career path and all kinds of things for the experiences that they've had. And a lot of them do go into kind of recreational things or outdoor occupations once they, you know, graduate from college. So,
well, as somebody who's had children and grandchildren participate, I can tell you this is a straightforward, good thing for you to try. And if you haven't, you're missing something. Well, your children are missing something.
right.
And you miss a little bit of free time. So, but it's a very, very good thing. And it's as extensive as you've described it, and nobody stands still.
Right. And one of the other things that I think is really important about all of our programs, but the Phoebe Needles Center from the very beginning, back in the days when it started as a mission school, really as part of its mission had in mind that anybody is welcome to come, and anyone, we want everyone to come regardless of their ability to pay. And so our camp program, to begin with, what we charge, the day camp is $85 for a week. The day campers get dropped off between 8:30 and 9 and picked up between 3:30 and 4. We provide them lunch with a wonderful program. They tie-dye a t-shirt, all those things we provide. And, you know, for $85 in this day and age, you can hardly stay home and spend that little money.
Yeah.
But we have a lot of people who help us by providing scholarship money for campers. About a third of the campers who come to camp get a scholarship to help them financially be able to come. The residential camp program costs $210, and they come on Sunday afternoons and leave mostly on Saturday morning. 2 of the camps leave on Friday afternoon, but most are on Saturday morning. We provide all the meals, we provide all the program, and we have a well-trained staff, and as you suggested, a wide variety of activities that go on. So it's you know, it's a great program, and again, we have a lot of people who help us by providing scholarships for that, because it costs about about $450 for us to operate the camp per camper, because the staff are well paid and well trained, and that all costs a lot of money to do that. So it's
so you rely on
thing.
a lot of activity, and you rely on being able to get donations and be involved in the community, because
right.
you know, in order to make it available, I
Right.
guess that's part of it. But
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, as somebody that is familiar with it and having been out there, seen it, been to some of the informative sessions for mostly, I guess, for adults, but open to anybody, and then to have children that have been there and grandchildren, so it's good. I mean, what can I tell you? It's very, very good, and most of the children come out of there very well. I mean, none of them come out other than very well, but they actually have a fresh look at something.
Right.
And I think that's, and the basis, how would you describe the foundation of it, the basis for the camp? Christian?
Yes. the facility, the Phoebe Needles Center, has been owned by the Episcopal Church for 115 years, but we have, you know, children and youth of all denominations, and we have children and youth who have never been to church who come and participate in the programs. And so it's a really, you know, when you mix up a diverse group of people who come from different places and have different ideas, it's a wonderful learning experience for all of them and for the staff as well. And I'll tell you, you know, there isn't a day goes by for me being pretty hands-on with things that I don't learn a lot myself about life. And it's, you know, we have a lot of community involvement in addition to the lots of people who help us by providing scholarship money. We've had lots of people in the community who have come in and done art programs and nature programs, people from Ferrum College, people from, well, all over the community who come in, people that we have traveled to their home. We have, not too far from us, a llama farm that's owned by Harry Mullen. We have gone there for many years to see the llamas, and the younger children particularly love these animals, and they are very, very strange and kind of loving animals. So they're fun for them to go see and to feed and to pet. But it's just, you know, there's just a lot of places. We've gone to the Franklin County landfill, and that's an experience that, you know, most people don't have any reason to ever go to the landfill. But it's kind of a shocking thing when you go there and listen to the amount of trash that comes in there day after day. It makes a big impression on people and gives them a different idea about, you know, how they use and throw things away and recycle and things like that. So there are lots of things in the program that are kind of new ideas. But just being outdoors, you know, for a week is a wonderful thing. There are so many people in kind of all the fields, you know, psychological, medical, recreational, who say, you know, how much being outdoors does for your health. Yep. And it really does. It makes a big difference. So
that is amazing, but it's a very good description, and I think that it's well worth it, ladies and gentlemen. And you know, how many children in this community have participated? And you need to try it. Actually, if you haven't been up there, you need to take a ride. Make a phone call. Say, I'd like to come up and take a look. And that would be good. Now I'm looking here, where are we up to? You got April 12th coming. There's some other features here in addition to the children. Now that, maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong, but that to me seems to be like the lifeblood of the place, is the children that have been there and learned and come back and bring their younger siblings the next time, or that's, I always enjoy that. But there's, during the course of the year, there's all kinds of things going on up there. There's a regular meeting, luncheon meeting. Would you call it that, or what do you call it?
Speaker and lunch.
Speaker lunch. Okay. And I'm so far music from the mountains in January, Gregorian chant to modern hymnody on the 9th of February. March 8th was Stories of Franklin County History with Dr. John Francis Amos. I think I talked to you about that one a little bit. I got to the hymnody, and I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it right, so I couldn't talk about it.
You've got it.
All right.
All right.
I can impress, you know. I learned to sound out when I was in school. That was the way you did it. You didn't phonetic or anything like that.
Right.
You know.
Right.
Then on April 12th, The Life and Writings of Walt Whitman with Dr. Harry Brown and Martha Perry. Whoa, what an opportunity to pick up that knowledge. Okay. What are you going to add to it, sir?
I would like to get practical now. If now that people are listening, maybe they're going to say, how do I get registered? So maybe the phone number and maybe the website. There's a Facebook page as well.
All right. So you can deal with that by computer.
Or you can just call on the phone, and I'll bet Arlette will take your
You really still use the telephone?
yeah, we got
Oh,
phones
wow.
up there.
Oh,
Cell
wow.
phones don't work so good, but we work.
Oh, right. I get, Grandpa, what's the matter with you? You know, because I don't do that. You know, so,
You can even use PayPal.
yeah. Whoa. But these, like this, Walt Whitman this is a interesting one. I was looking at the flyer on it. Dr. Harry Brown will present a program on Song of Myself, Walt Whitman's finest poem. And this is going to be a wonderful visit, April 12th. Do you, in advance, make a contact and get it reserved? Give me the method.
Please do that. Call if you'd like to come to Center for Lifelong Learning. It allows us to know how much lunch to make and how many seats to seat. And you can just write a check when you get there. My wife and I sit at the door and take checks and cash too, if people want to use that. But to call ahead and to let us know how much food to prepare is really helpful to the kitchen.
What's a decent turnout to come in if you look back at saying 10 or 20 or 30, or how many people show up sometimes?
I think 30 would be very low.
Okay.
80 is pretty high. So,
Okay.
you know, we hit
Right in
about
the middle.
50 most of the time.
Okay. People that you know, friends, a group maybe that you're involved with, or your family. What an opportunity to take a great ride, you know, at this time of year, and you missed the leaves, of course. Now they're on the ground, I know, but you got other things to look at. And there will become a time at some point when coming and going may be a little bit more difficult. Should there be, by some remote possibility, snow.
I think we're finished with snow for the winter.
I think we are too.
Now the red bud.
I
I
don't
just
think
put
we
on our
had much.
Facebook page the other day some pictures of daffodils and forsythia and redbud all in bloom. So I'm hoping we've seen the last of the snow.
I feel better already.
It makes
What
you
a
feel
comment.
spring-like, right?
Yeah,
Well, it was a weird kind of a season we had.
it has been.
Yeah,
You're right.
yeah.
Well, yesterday was the beginning of spring, and we were lucky not to get snow.
I realized last night, I told, we have a lot of family in visiting from Tennessee and other areas, and we're going to have a cookout. And I went out in my shirt to stoke up. Good grief. So
Yes.
I withstood it, but they ate inside. So yeah, it is. So but we'll get some information on the weather later, but I think we're going to see 70s here in a day. I said I think. Don't
I
hold me
hope
to
you're
it,
right.
because that's difficult. But yeah. All right, so let me just say the life and writings of Walt Whitman. That's the one that's on April 12th. April 26th, there's a field trip, and it says to be announced. Has that been announced?
No, it has not been announced yet.
Oh, so that's going to be exciting.
We're still trying to get that worked out.
All right. As they get it worked
I'll
out,
send it to you.
you'll find out, and if you can email me something or whatever, and I'll announce
Absolutely.
it. The Millennium Development Goals. Dr. Delia Heck. I've heard that one. But I don't know the Millennium Development Goals.
The Millennium Development Goals were developed by the United Nations about probably 15 to 18 years ago, with the idea of eradicating extreme poverty throughout the world. And there were all kinds of things related to that. Hunger, clean water, malaria, eradicating malaria. Unfortunately, I don't know what they all are. But at any rate, this part of this will be a report on, because the Millennium Development Goals are finished and they've moved on to another set of goals which have a different name. But so this will be a report on what happened with the Millennium Development Goals, how far we got in the world on that, and then what is still on the horizon in terms of world issues. And it's there are a lot of global things out there, but one of the Millennium Development Goals that I mentioned about eradicating malaria was, I think, the most successful of all the goals, and it was somewhere in the high 90s of being able to eradicate malaria with things simple like mosquito netting. So it's...
They still manufacture mosquito nettings?
Absolutely they do.
Wow.
Not for our country very much. But
not here, yeah,
no,
but
for
is.
other places in the world.
And might you know personally Dr. Delia?
I do. That's my wife, of course. So.
How about that?
Yes, she teaches at Ferrum College.
Yes,
so.
yes, that's where I first met her, as a matter of fact, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, and then June 14th, something fun. Elizabeth Farrell will be there to talk butterflies.
Right.
Wow.
See, aren't we diverse? We go from malaria to butterflies.
Millennium Goals, field trips, Walt Whitman, history of Franklin County, butterflies, music from the mountains, and the Gregorian chant to modern, I can't even say it, modern hymnody.
Oh, you almost
Whoa. I can't say it. But this is the nature of what you're going to be involved in, and these are all repeat visits, if necessary, or all one visit after the other. Now, are these mostly for everybody in the family, or some for just the children, or is there a kind of a setup that you would recommend?
The Center for Lifelong Learning is for adults.
Okay.
And when we started it, it was really for kind of, seniors who were recently retired, active, looking for things to do in the community, and there seemed to be a need for those kind of programs. And like I said, this has just been a very successful program. We have people who have been coming for 12 years who are part of that program, and then people who, hear about it and come just for one particular program. So it's just it's a great opportunity to be with a fun group of people and to usually learn something that you didn't know much about.
All right. Well, this is terrific. Now, what I want to do now is I want to stop for a minute and take a break, let a sponsor step in for a minute, and then we'll come back and we'll try to conclude. May not. We may stay here all day. So, go get something to eat. No, don't. Watch the commercials. But I'll be back in just a few moments after we give our sponsors time to talk. Please. Thank you.
Tell me that you want me, and I'll be yours completely, for better or for worse. Joining up the pieces, together making one. You make my heart feel like it's summer.
Get 2 sausage biscuits, only $2.22 for a limited time. Bojangles, it's bow time.
When it's time to celebrate the life of someone special, turn to Connor Bowman Funeral Home. With 2 full-service facilities, we offer professional care and service to our community. 100% owned and operated, offering you the traditional historical Lynch Connor Bowman and Franklin County's most modern and newest facility on 220 North. We can assist you with pre-arranged funerals, and we house an on-site crematory. We can come to your home to make arrangements and pre-arrangements. We offer the release of 1 white dove, 1 memorial video, and video of the service if held in one of our chapels at no cost to you. Connor Bowman Funeral Home, Rocky Mount and 220 North.
Doyle Custom Embroidery is your family-owned, faith-based choice for custom embroidery, screen printing, and heat printing right here in Franklin County. If you want to improve your business's image, promote your event, or just create your own custom product, then Doyle Custom Embroidery is your choice. We can embroider anything that will hold a stitch. Check out our huge selection of quality products at dcestore.com. And remember, we'll keep you in stitches. We know that there are many options when choosing a healthcare provider for you and your loved one. When your help at home is not enough and you're looking for intense rehab services that home does not offer. At Trinity Mission Health and Rehab of Rocky Mount, our goal is to provide quality health care, skilled services to individuals admitted to our facility. Our primary services include nursing services, short-term specialized therapy, which is offered for Medicare as well as Medicaid recipients, respite, bariatric care, as well as long-term care for you and your loved one. We provide physicians coverage by our medical director, Dr. Robert Strong, including an on-site geriatric nurse practitioner as part of that team. In addition to our goal for quality care, Trinity Mission Health and Rehab of Rocky Mount provides a home-like atmosphere for residents to enjoy amenities like in-house movie theater, spacious game room, Wi-Fi, cable, fine dining, as well as private dining. This and many other things are offered at Trinity Mission Health and Rehab of Rocky Mount, where we are serving the needs of our community one patient at a time.
Welcome back. I'm having a good time. I'm learning. But any of you that know of the Phoebe Needles Center, you're sitting back smiling and say, I knew that, and we go there all the time. And it's not, well, share that. Let your friends know it. And if you don't know of this, you need to learn. If you have children or you yourself have an interest, or you have maybe a parent of senior citizens, that somebody that's interested. This is one of the places that I would like to say something for everybody in some fashion at some different time of the year. And in most cases, repeat opportunities for something else. So a great place. And everything has a cost, but this is priced very reasonably. They feed you well. They entertain you. It's a nice ride in the country. Did I miss anything? They're lovely people.
I think I'd add that it is a great setting for weddings and family reunions. So if weddings are coming up and your wedding planner says, let's find a destination in which it's beautiful, this is a great one for that, and we try to be quite accommodating for weddings that are there. Family reunions, usually people who are...
rentals of the facilities, whatever is necessary is available.
It is.
Okay.
It is. We can provide food service, or that there's kitchen that can be used there as well. The grounds are extraordinary, as you know, especially in seasons. Like most outdoor weddings, we can't promise it won't rain, but there are backup facilities for all that. A lot of families from the area have used that for family reunions as well, that everybody can come out there for the afternoon, and it is very reasonably priced for that.
You know, I was looking at the flyer here on Learn to Swim Camp, Art Camp, All Around Camp. That's just a camp. You know,
it's a little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything, thank you. So, I mean, this is available during the summertime, and it breaks down in age as well. Middler, rising 7th and 8th. Senior, 9th through 12th graders. Episcopal Youth Camp, rising 6th and 8th. Outdoor Expedition Camp, Episcopal Youth Camp 2. Do you have to be an Episcopal to go to those?
No, you don't, but we started these two programs, I guess, last year with the idea of trying to particularly draw in youth from our denomination. But we've had other people participate in those as well.
Children are children.
Right.
And they go to church and they understand and they know the Lord, and everything else falls in place. Because kids be kids, whether they're good or bad.
Right. They often know a lot more than adults give them credit for in that regard.
Amen.
You're right.
Amen.
So
I can always tell because I get a grandpa, and one of those looks like, you think I'm an idiot? Nope.
yeah, I get those from my children. But one other thing about the summer camp program is that the day camp and the residential camp are both accredited by the American Camp Association, which is they're the largest organization that does accrediting for camp and conference centers. I think about 25% of the camps in the country are accredited through the American Camp Association. So there are a lot of standards that range from everything from program to personnel things to facilities and all that you have to meet in order to be accredited. And so it says something about the program and the facility, the fact that we are accredited. And
Absolutely.
One of the other questions that I get asked a lot that I probably should say something about is, where does the name Phoebe Needles come from?
Where does the name Phoebe Needles come from?
We
for
get
goodness
asked that
sake?
question a lot, and it's a really amazing story, and it goes back to the beginning of the facility, really, when it was a mission school for mountain children. They had a small wooden schoolhouse on the property that the description was, if the wind blew too hard, the building rocked back and forth. And the teachers lived upstairs, and the students and the classes were downstairs. And so they needed to build a new building. And through some connections in the Episcopal Church, connected with Arthur Needles, who was the president of the Norfolk and Western Railroad from 1924 to 1936. And so he paid to build the school building, and he named it after his daughter Phoebe, who had died a few years before. And Arthur Needles took an active role in the center. He was in Roanoke at the time, and it became the president of the railroad shortly after this building was built. But he and his wife, he set up a corporation to pay for the teachers and pay for the materials, books and other school materials that were needed. He and his wife provided clothing and provided shoes for the children who went to school there, and even provided Christmas presents at Christmas time. So he was very active, and back in the day when the railroad was one of the most prominent industries in the country, the fact that he took the time and interest to be as hands-on as he was with something kind of out in the middle of nowhere is a pretty amazing story. And so that's where the name comes from, named after his daughter who died when she was a little girl. So
did the train go to Phoebe Needles?
No, it came to Ferrum, was the
Ferrum.
closest the
That's
train
what I
came
thought.
back in those
Okay.
days. I think it was the Pumpkin Vine.
Pumpkin Vine.
If I remember.
Yep.
I've heard the story a
That's
few
right.
times. So
That's right. That's what I was going to say. Going to look good by reminding of that, but that's all right. No, that's. Thank you. That's wonderful, and that's something for you to understand. Call out there, visit out there, take a good look. What are the ages of the summer camp? What, youngest to oldest?
again, the day camp is rising first graders through fourth graders.
Mm-hmm.
And any of them are welcome to come to any of those 5 camps. They just need to, as Larry said, go on our website or make a phone call to get registered for camp. There's a $25 deposit for all of the camps. And once you make the $25 deposit, you can wait until a couple weeks before the camp actually begins to make the final payment if you'd like. Or you can pay for the whole camp at once. The residential camps begin with rising 5th graders. So if you've finished 4th grade this spring, you're eligible to come to the residential camp. And that's a really different kind of experience when you have to live together with a group of people. It builds community in a way that it doesn't when you just kind of come and go every day. And you learn a lot of things about yourself and other people and how to live cooperatively and learn how to communicate with one another.
What age from to?
And that's for 5th to 12th graders.
5th to 12th graders.
5th to 12th graders, right. And then our staff are all college age staff. And then again, like I said, we have a lot of people, volunteers in the community who do things. Pat Newcomb, lives in Ferrum. Pat has done the cooking for the camp for years, and we have wonderful food at the camp. We're very fortunate to have a really good cook. Pat worked for the school system for years, and her husband Dave was actually supposed to be here this morning. Dave's on our board, but he had to be away today.
You tell him that he's on my list.
He's on mine too.
All right.
I'll make sure he knows from both of us. So I know he's been on your show a number of times.
I could tell you a couple of funny stories about him, but we'll leave that alone now. Although, since he didn't come, we can. No, a good, one of the real good guys.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Well, that's kind of neat. It's been a pretty good cross-section today. Anything else we need to add, sir?
We're thankful for being able to be here and say to those moms who are planning summer, get them registered.
Yeah.
Or if you have a next-door neighbor that you'd like to send away for a week, we'll be happy to take them too. So, grandchildren, you name it. We have a diverse group of people, and it's really wonderful.
Wow. Something for everybody, I guess, is the best way to put it. And if you have the children's best interest at heart, which I know you do, and you knew about this, shame on you. But if you didn't know about it, recover quick. This is a really neat place to go. As I said, various people in my family have been and have enjoyed it. I've been out there for different functions, and it's definitely one of the good things. Yeah, it's a pretty good trip sometimes, depending on where you start, but if you're around here, it's not that far. It's just a beautiful ride. Okay? I appreciate very much you folks coming in. It's good to sit and talk about something like this, and it's one of the high points of being in Franklin County is to have this close, and it's to some people a little known benefit.
Right.
And priced reasonably and with availabilities from soup to nuts. I mean, there's everything is available, overnight or camp or visiting on a weekend or just coming up to hear a talk or a lecture. It's just a whole lot of good things there. So it's a neat place to be. It actually is in, the address is Callaway, but I think they just copped out and called it Callaway because it's out in the middle of nowhere, but that's all right.
Between Callaway and Ferrum.
All right, between Callaway and Ferrum, how's that?
Right.
So.
Right.
Okay.
Well, we really appreciate the opportunity to come on and tell a little bit of the story of Phoebe Needles, and do invite people to come visit and see what's out there.
And just for the folks that aren't paying attention really closely to what we're saying, he's going to have this cup that he's drinking his coffee out of here so that you'll remember us.
If I drink, I don't have to drink left-handed.
No.
See, most of the cups are
Both
just
sides.
on the side that you look at.
There you go.
Ah.
There you go.
I'm left-handed, so that's why we had to do it that way.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So it covers everybody.
Sorry about your left-handedness. That's pretty neat. What do you think? Pretty good deal. See that? Ah. All right. Mr. Director, is there anybody else to? No. Okay. We are, looks like we're finished for the day. I think I've gone through everything that I wanted to. I will remind you one more time. Every time I look at the front page, I appreciate it. Take a look at the good doc. Al Heggie Sr. is on the front page, smiling. How many of you has he taken care of? Wow. You had my neighbor and very good friend up there, my former doctor. J. Francis Amos was up there at the school, at the Phoebe Needles' place and gave a talk a couple of weeks ago. But here I'm just reminding you one more time, and this will be the last one, a tornado drill set for tomorrow, Tuesday at 9:45 a.m. So don't be alarmed if your TV or radio starts buzzing or if you hear a loud siren. The world is not coming to an end, but better you know it up front. Get your Franklin News Post today and look at it, and you'll be set. And also shows a pretty good story about Al Hagee and Pastor Ricks and what they're working on. So good things going on. Aren't you glad you're from Franklin County? Isn't it neat? I'm telling you. Gentlemen, thank you very much again.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Dick, thank
good
you
to
very
see
much.
you.
It's great to see you again.
Good to see you.
Thank you.
Meet you, yes. And what can I say? That's it for today. If all goes well, I will see you again next time, and God bless.